about the internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over SWIFT one day?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode 24 Hours Script. Let's get right into today's video. The World Economic Forum just came out with a new PDF published yesterday. Central Bank Digital Currency, Global Interoperability Principles. And this is absolutely massive. Some of you guys may be saying it's QNT. Some of you guys may be saying it's XLM. Some of you guys may be saying it's XDC. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, they're all going to be working together, directly and indirectly. Welcome back to another episode. This is going to be absolutely crazy. You got to take a listen to some of the stuff they said here. It just screams XRP and Ripple. And before we even get to the video, I'm going to play you guys a video that you guys have seen hundreds of times. But just keep this in mind. The World Economic Forum, they're going based off of the private sector's agenda. This is what the private sector was preaching for since inception.
We do want to have an open and interoperable system. Central bank digital currencies are not constructed to be interoperable.
Interoperability between central bank digital currencies
is very much there needs to be interoperability globally. And even in a world of CBDCs, you still need interoperability to solve.
It has to work interoperably with anyone, anywhere. That's how we're going to solve this problem. And I think we're really close. I mean, USDC itself we've seen over $3.5 trillion of transactions directly on the internet between counterparties. And so if we can, improve it with more scalable blockchain technologies like, Brad's company.
Interoperability amongst CBDCs, right? And what do? They come out with this PDF talking about exactly what they're talking about. They have to. And before we get into it, take a look at Bitcoin Cash, ladies and gentlemen. It was $100 just a couple days ago. And it has basically doubled in price. We are on, I could say, on the verge of a breakout for a lot of these altcoins very soon. And with Bitcoin Cash being the first one to skyrocket like this is crazy. You guys have no idea what you guys are in for. Take a listen to this. Under infrastructure cost considerations, they went on to say, depending on its design, so they don't even have anything yet, right? A CBDC would most likely entail considerable fixed costs associated with the construction of an adequate infrastructure. In addition, there are costs associated with identifying talented labor, software, cybersecurity, and support costs associated with the operation of a CBDC. Staff will need to be trained and then paid to operate the system. Licensees and service fees will be paid to external providers. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. That part where it says staff will need to be trained and then paid to operate the system. Do you guys remember my past videos? I've talked about all these high reputable individuals that came to Ripple from Swift, right? Worked at Ripple, and then they moved out to different entities that are going to be leveraging this technology. This is what I mean. It's like they trained these individuals at Ripple, and then they just kind of went into their own little different worlds, but they're still going to be utilizing it. They know how the technology is going to work. So having Ripple on your resume and then going on to, let's say, for example, Flash FX, that's going to be utilizing XRP with Delabreo, that's crazy, right? It makes perfect sense. And then they also want to say licensees and service fees will be paid to external providers. Furthermore, CBDC solutions should be built to interoperate with DLT and non-DLT based solutions and be interoperable across chains, including private, permissioned, or public blockchains. In a CBDC system with intermediaries, the design will need to support payment portability to avoid users being locked into a single intermediary. And these are all the projects. We have the Bridge CBDC project, Project Dunbar, Project Sela, Project Icebreaker, Project Marina, Project Rosalind, Project Aurum, Project Helvetia. Like, folks, this is what I mean. Like, what's going on here with all these different kinds of tests going on? Because they have to do it. They have to do it. They got to buy some time, so they're going to see whatever they could do to control this. And under legal and regulatory, take a listen to this. International standards and best practices. CBDC frameworks should be developed in accordance with internationally recognized standards and best practices, such as those set by international organizations like the Financial Stability Board, the IMF, the Basel Committee of Banking Supervision. That is crazy. You know why? They're referring to the IMF and FSB. We know Ripple is deeply involved, and they've been talking to the IMF and the FSB, and we got some evidence to show you right here. If you guys remember this G20 roadmap for enhancing cross-border payments, and in 2022, Ripple actually sent a letter reviewing their 2022 publication to the Bank of International Settlements and the FSB. They need their help, so Ripple is assisting them. But what's really crazy about this is if we go to the FSB's timeline and go to December 2022, they said that they're trying to design a study for multi-CBDC arrangements. That was their goal by, December 2022, let's get something going here. But what are the odds? Just a month before, this was published, CBDC was published actually in October, so they were ahead of time, a couple months before, connecting economies together through CBDC. And this is Project Bridge. And Project Bridge, as you guys know, is a multiple CBDC bridge platform. So they're bang on with their timeline. It gets even better with their timeline for November 2021. Liquidity Bridge Exploration. What happened in that same month? Just days prior to that, Ripple came out with Liquidity Hub for the enterprise. And I'm not going to get into the metrics, but on the Sunday following in November, there was a massive spike in transactions like never seen before. So it tied up perfectly with the FSB exploring liquidity bridges, Ripple announcing Liquidity Hub for the enterprise, and then we have some hardcore metrics. You know what? I'll post it up on the screen, like a screenshot that happened in that same month, same year. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. Take a listen to this. So if we go furthermore under public-private collaboration, international cooperation, and regulatory consistency are crucial for CBDC interoperability. Foster partnerships between central banks and the private sector to leverage existing payment infrastructure and technologies. Collaborations with established financial institutions, payment service providers, and fintech companies can help accelerate the development of interoperable CBDC solution. And we're going to finish off by interoperable clearing and settlement systems. Develop or enhance clearing and settlement systems that support interoperability between different CBDCs. Design infrastructure that enables seamless transfer and settlement of CBDC transactions across multiple platforms, including efficient cross-border transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been long in the making, but we're almost at the end of this. And it's going to be a very, very heartwarming moment when this whole crypto sector takes off. And then we're going to have higher lows throughout the entire market with the coins that actually have real world utility. And XRP has been building up this group of individuals, a group of partnerships that no one is ready for. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we'll be back with another episode.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.